And we were talking during the last break. You were saying there are ways to stop this. We want to get your perspective on that. Catherine Austin Fitts is our guest. We really appreciate her being on the radio broadcast with us today. We'll give you her website as well when we come back after this quick break. This is the GCN Radio Network. We're talking about reality here. Not the baseball game, not the latest cosmetics, not acting cool to your neighbors, but life and death, freedom and slavery.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
When you're out on the road, the last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you'll love the way they fit. They put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond gusset jeans, made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond gusset jeans got it, others don't.
They helped to create a new world order. We are part of a new world order.
A new world order based upon collective action.
Invisible Empire is a damning indictment of the globalists through their own words and documents.
The new world order really is a tool for addressing a new world of possibilities.
It means all the world under their control.
The United Nations would take over America. The Trilateral Commission would control the world.
Invisible Empire chronicles how men of power and influence have worked in stealth for centuries to establish an oppressive world government.
I believe, first of all, that we now need nothing short of a world constitution for the global financial system.
Global governance with the establishment of the G20.
So it's going to be an inner ruling elite and then everyone else. And I got news for you. You're everyone else.
Invisible Empire. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com, or watch it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Hi everyone, Andy Anderson here. Are you using those little bottles of hand gel that kill germs, bacteria, and other nasties? In today's world, that's smart, especially with the filthy doorknobs, shopping carts, and handrails we touch every day. Did you know that once the alcohol evaporates in a few seconds, goodbye effectiveness? No more protection till you use it again. PureWorks to the rescue. Our FDA-compliant foam, lotion, soap, and spray do not contain alcohol. Their killing power lasts up to 4 hours. PureWorks disinfecting spray is EPA certified to kill swine flu, bird flu, MRSA, HIV, hepatitis B and C, and for our friends in medicine, kills C. diff, along with a whole host of viruses and bacteria, molds and fungus too. It's even safe around pets and children. You'll love how your skin feels with PureWorks, soft and supple. No more dry skin. Here's to a little peace of mind knowing that your hands are still germ-free hours later. Call now, toll-free, 888-245-0300 to get your hands on PureWorks and get PureWorks on your hands. That's 888-245-0300.
This is the end.
Catherine Austin Fitts is our guest. We're talking about the most important subject there is, the global government, the elite, their mindset, how they control the planet, where they're going. Again, Catherine Austin Fitts is a former Assistant Secretary of Housing, Federal Housing Commissioner under Bush 1. The website is solari.com, solari.com. Excellent info up there. Okay, I'm going to try to just sit back and give you the floor because I want you to give people the overview of who we're dealing with, what their end game is, what the next phase of their operations is going to be, and how we stop them, how we get out of this trap of being dependent on them. You notice all they ever want to do is get us more dependent so that there's basically no way to get away from these people.
Right. Well, it's it's just a big series of about 1,000 questions, but let me just start. Because I think I used to have a pastor in Washington who used to say, if we can face it, God can fix it. And a lot of the solutions accelerate, Alex, the day that everyone sits back and says, these guys are as nuts as Alex Jones says they are. Because all this stuff about slavery and police state, those are reasonable words. That is where they're going. And, I say this as a former regulator, a former assistant secretary of housing, a former board member of a Wall Street firm, a former board member of Sallie Mae, the student loan finance organization. And let me tell you how I came to that conclusion. And my part of my background is doing portfolio strategy for big, I was the FHA commissioner, so doing portfolio strategy for $300 billion of liabilities. And then my company in Washington, the Hamilton Securities Group, built databases of all, sort of community assets and real estate, which is looking at the entire GNP. And then when we compared it to certain things in the securities and global markets, you're talking about the GNP of the planet. So I'm used to dealing in very large numbers and actuarial analysis. So, and actuarial analysis says, well, if you stop feeding people GMO food, they're going to live longer. That means insurance companies are going to have to pay out this much more, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you're used to dealing in very big numbers and the butterfly effect of changes in policy with changes in lifespan. So I give that as a background. And I wrote this in the article I wrote. I wrote an essay about why I was opposed to the swine flu vaccination. And I literally, when I saw the policies that were being implemented in connection with the rollout of the WTO and the control of agribusiness worldwide, the rounding up of innocent people in American communities and stuffed into prison and the private prison property. I went through all the different trends from 96 to 98, and I came to the conclusion, sort of back of the envelope, that the only thing I could conclude was that the leadership as a policy was planning on very significant depopulation worldwide. That was the only way I could explain, the 20 policies I was seeing being implemented both here and globally with the WTO, particularly the control of the food supply and system with sort of what Monsanto is doing in genetically modified food. And I was very quiet about it at the time, because I knew other people couldn't fathom what I was saying. And I remember in 1998 or 99, very, very savvy portfolio strategist from the financial community called me up and said, "Can you have lunch with me? I'm going to be in Washington." And we went to lunch at Union Station, and he looked at me and he said, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I've done the analysis, and if you look at the changes in policies that are being rolled out over the last 4 years, the only thing I can conclude is they're planning on significant depopulation. And I said, well, that's what my analysis shows. And we just kind of stared at each other. And if you look across the board at what is being done in terms of building databases on American citizens, what is being done with RFID or is it RFID or RFDI?
Well, they've got a bunch of different ones, but let me just stop you for a moment.
Okay.
Because you did, as this huge actuary analyst running hundreds of millions of dollars, you saw it like if somebody sees a guy pull up in a van and start casing a house and then checking the front door, you think maybe they're about to try to rob us. I have been at the guy's house as a fly on the wall and heard him talk about how he's going to rob. And so separately, and of course you know all this now, it turns out for 50 years they've been planning this and building a world government as a means to an end, and all of the tracking, all of the surveillance, all the police state, all of the mind control, the conditioning is to be rolled out in phases, and we're now coming into the end game.
You're coming into
to
the
literally
end game.
Kill 80% of people. How do we stop this? And again, in the phases, they shut the resources off, so then you become dependent on government, so it has you in its kill grid, the drugging,
right.
the cancer viruses and the shots, the mercury. I mean, it's all happening. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, the food is poisoning us, the vaccines are poisoning us, on and on and on. Here's the thing to understand. Theoretically, there is a way to stop them. There really is a way to stop them because, and it's what the poet said, we are many, they are few. And the reality is, when will you get a critical mass of people facing what's really going on? And then when you hit that tipping point, what can they do? Now, step one is, the key thing to understand what everybody has to do is we have to do what gives us energy.